Naomi was asking about cooking the glass at a higher temperature and the clay maybe at a lower temperature. It doesn't work, and this is why. These pieces here are burnt pieces. They're failures, absolute failures. And you sort of say, well, why are they failures? Well, this one here, for example, you can see how one of the pieces of glass I've used is really nice and shiny, and yet the other is like a copper dull. Right, well, that to me is a failure because I know the top piece is burnt, so it makes it hard for me to want to sell that because of that. These are all seconds, by the way. Also with this one, I haven't put enough clear glass over the top, so the dichroic has actually leaked out the side there, as you can see. So it's smooth to touch, but it is a leakage of the dichroic. This one here, as you can see, the pieces down the bottom are absolutely burnt. That glass here can be seen here in its true colour, so you can see the same lines going through it, and that's not burnt, and that one's burnt. This one here, nice piece, except for those green pieces there, the green magenta ones. Those pieces have burnt themselves. So once again, it's made the piece a failure, and the shine, once it gets too hot, the colours fade. As well as the colours fading, you've got the other problem here. Now this piece here, it's a second. I don't like it, but it's here, so that's why it's a second. It's just not right anyway, but it's okay. It's not damaged in any way. There is a bit of dichroic leaking, but that's no problems. But you look back to next to this, same glass used, but this piece is burnt. You see, it's just all burnt in there. That one bit of blue at the top there is about the only piece that you would salvage from that whole fire. And then we go, these ones here are made with clear glass over the top. So in an example, a pair of earrings that I make with clear glass over the top will have a little piece of glass that big over the top. And these ones here, I'm looking at here, are made without the clear glass over the top, but it's also burnt. How also you can tell it's burnt is that this one here is in a square shape because it's been cut to a square. This one here has been cut to a square too, but in the slumping process, which is in the kiln, the glass is slumped down, and as solid glass does, goes to a circle, just goes down to a blob, and so that's why that one's, you can tell. So anyway, yeah. This one here, also burnt. You can see the copper colours have gone really like faded and boring, and dichroic is supposed to be bright, supposed to have lots of colours. So those pieces there are overcooked. Once again, you can see the rounder shape. Started off as a square, I don't cut rounds. And going here, once again, burnt. I've completely wasted the piece by cooking it too much. These ones were made when I was using a microwave kiln. Hang on, I'll just show you the microwave kiln. It's down here, and it's a little round kiln that actually goes in the microwave. Oh, there's pieces in there. That goes in the microwave and cooks it in the microwave. But you can only cook a couple of pieces, if not one at a time, and you have to watch the kiln at all times when you're cooking them. So I have upgraded to a full-size kiln. So these ones here, also burnt. You can see all the colours gone from that. That was pink originally, those butterflies in there, and they've actually lost all their shape of butterflies. And these earrings have just gone black. They're just absolutely horrible. And this was gorgeous moon shape, but it's just horrible. These ones here are my seconds. They're seconds for various reasons. I don't like them. But anyway, like there's that one I think's nice, but it just never sold, so it just gone in my seconds thing. Same with this one. I tried something different and did the streaks in that through those, but the colour match doesn't quite, that's too dark down the corner. But that's my opinion anyway. So yeah, these are all seconds, so, well, that one's not bad. That's one of the ones that I was saying without the clear glass over the top, and you can see that it actually has like texture. You can feel it, that knob you can feel, but it's not rough. You don't like it to be rough when you're actually firing. So that's a very precise cut, and that one, you'd probably fire that probably a little bit less than 810 degrees. And then you've got these ones also down here, and they also are the glass without a cover over the top of them. Now, these ones here that are burnt, once again, doesn't look burnt. Well, it is. It was supposed to be a butterfly. Would have looked good. And the other mistake is too much clear glass. So you can see through there. So the layer of clear glass on the top has actually sort of, well, you can see it there. It's outgrown the black at the bottom when it's all moulded in together. I use 96 COE glass. COE is coexistence of expansion, and you can't use different types of glass. I can't just pick up a bottle, break it up and use it with this glass because they're different coexistence of expansion. And what happens is about a week after you make it, it will just explode because the glass is actually cooling at different temperatures and different ways. It doesn't bond together. So yeah, that's what happens with the 96 and 90 and 104. There's all different sort of coexistence of expansion. Now this particular glass that's it there in the raw form. So that's just a ripple on black. It's like a copper coloured ripple on black with like a magenta green through it. And this is how it turns out with the glass over the top in normal fire. It's nice, bright, beautiful colours. But once again, this is a mistake because I haven't made enough of the clear glass on this side, and it's actually sort of fallen over. So that's got the leakage of the dichroic out, so it needed more clear glass over the top. And unfortunately, you can't sort of put another clear glass on the top and fire it again because the meld just doesn't do right. There's just stuff in it. So, and this is one piece. Once again, you can see the burn in this. It hasn't got the clear glass over the top, so you can actually see where it's burnt. And yeah, so that's a failure. But you can also see the magnificent colours through that from that one piece. That's how gorgeous it goes. Yeah, so that's it. And that's with the clear glass over. And it's another earring with it. See, once again, you get that bright colour. And that's what you want, because when you're walking up to somebody, dichroic glass has a transmitted colour and a reflected colour. So when somebody's walking up to you with something on with this, you're not actually seeing the right colour. You're seeing something bright and shiny. But because the colours are changing, depends on your angle to it, then your eye just goes, what the fuck? And it's attracted to it. And that's why it's attracted to it, because of the dual chrome, the dichroic aspect of the glass. And there's another one there. That one's been burnt a bit, but it's gone purple, which has turned out really nice. It hasn't burnt too much. It's just sort of started to burn, that one. So yeah, you go over here, and there are all the different types of glasses. And as you can see, I have them all in their containers now. All back to how they're supposed to be. Also about, like, here's all the colours I have. All in the rainbow. The greens. And that's the aquas. And the darker blues. And the very dark blues. So yeah, they're all in the colours, so I can just use them at will. And then I've got the smaller jars here. Hang on, try to open that. These are what's called frit. And see, it says on the jar actually. Dichroic magic. Frit. And you see the 96 on that. It tells you that it's 96 COE. So you can use it. There you go. There's 96 COE. On various pieces of my glass too, we'll actually see it sort of written 96 COE. So yeah, so I can tell the difference. These ones are all projects to be made and failures and so on. I like it. I love enough footprints. Those ones are a bit of a failure, but yeah, I have made better footprints than that. And there's a better footprint one. That turned out really good. And they look handmade, like they look natural. They're not like precise footprints as such, and that's the value of the dichroic glass. And then these ones here, from the camera, it doesn't actually look as much failures as they look to me. But the colour match was a failure. That greeny gold colour with the black transfers on the top just failed. That one's gone too far. You can see how it's rounded out and that one too. And that's why you can see the difference in the colours between these two. That one hasn't fired as much as that one has. Same glass, but they just hasn't fired at the same rate. And that one there, what's that one say? Can't quite read it. See, that's a problem too. And that's because I've used glass over the top. If I use these Chinese decals and transfers without using glass over the top, the decal actually stays together. But you can't actually, the integrity, I think that one is, you can't read the writing on them. I mean, they're pretty enough in themselves, but yeah. I mean, they're something I'll probably actually use in an art design, put them together and make something with clay with them or something, I don't know. And yeah, so there's more glass to sort over here. Oh, this one's interesting, the oyster shells. What I'm actually going to do is like a little mountain thing with all these oyster shells sort of set into it with the open tops. But I make little cotton wool bundles inside, little tiny coloured cotton wool. I don't know how I'm going to do it. But make little babies and put little babies in each of the little cradles. So they're little fairy cradles. That's just me, weird thing. And this is my latest project. This is my challenge of trying to get the two glasses, the glass and the clay to work together. Now, if I fire that in the kiln, the glass is going to slump, and it's because it's going to change shape so fast, it's all going to fall out of there. So that's no good to me. But what I'm thinking about doing is actually firing little bits like this, so that's pre-fired. That's got a black back on it, but I wouldn't be using a black back. I'd be using a clear black back, something like this, so it's clear. And then just putting E6000 and like gluing them on like that. But yeah, it'll have to go. Well, what I eventually want to do with these is hang them up in my trees outside so that they'll twirl. And as you can see, there's no light much in here, but as they're turning, all those colours stand out really, really nicely. So I'm going to have them all hanging from the tree. So yeah. And yeah, so that's about it for now. Sorry to bug you for so long. But yeah, I'm going to do lots of videos when I'm actually firing and showing everyone the process, because it's no use me knowing the process. I've learnt something, I've taught myself, but and that when I'm showing my videos, if you know about glass art, you might go, oh, she's stuffing up here, or she's stuffing up there, or she hasn't done this. Basically, self-taught is self-taught. I make my mistakes, and that's why I've learnt that red glass, for example, cooks quicker than blue glass, and it's something to do with the rainbow aspect of it. But yeah, they all sort of cook differently. But yeah, I'm not a professional. I guess I am a glass artist because I make such gorgeous things and so on. But I feel like a bit of a fraud when I say that, because I have taught myself. I haven't got any qualifications. I haven't got the certificates. I've only got, like, if I need to know something, Mr. Google, I got the certificate from Google. Mr. Google will tell me what I need to know. Mr. YouTube will give me the videos on what I know. And so now it's time for me to sort of show you my little ways of doing things, and so that if anybody wants to learn, it's absolutely magnificent. And, you know, I mean, it's so worthwhile doing it. Oh, I've got my mate here. He's always standing over. I've just repaired him. He's just had so many repairs, but I just painted and glued his legs back on. So it's a bit of a mess, but don't matter. He's got beautiful legs again anyway. And I had to fix his serpent up a bit too. But yeah, he's my little mate. He stays in here in the studio. So yeah, this is my studio as it stands at the moment in the kitchen. One day I'll expand into a bigger place, but at the moment I'm quite happy where I am. So yeah, and this is it. I've got to get my working pad, which is a little 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre grid mat that I can cut the glass on, which doesn't damage the mat itself. I can't just cut glass on this surface because, yeah, no, I don't think they're going to be too happy about all the scratches in it. So yeah, I won't do that. And I'll be putting a mat down on the floor because, yeah, and I've got to wear stuff on my feet at all times now. Because, yeah, you just tread on glass, and, yeah, cuts are one of the big side effects of glass making. So, yeah. But this is the process. I'm I might even get to put myself on the video in the next few weeks as I'm working. But at the moment I'm just holding it and sort of showing you as I'm holding it. It's not that I don't want my ugly mug on there. I'm an old lady. So what? I've got wrinkles. So what? Grey hair. So what? I'm not plastic. And so, yeah, this is all me. And this is all the stuff that I love doing. So I love sharing it too. Thanks.